I made over $1,000 trading NFP today, and I'm going to take you guys back to how I was able to catch this particular trade and how we made money from it. It's been long we have NFP news, and this is the first NFP we are having this year 2025. So if you're new on this particular channel, subscribe. This is Oma FS. Make sure you turn on the notification button so you too can get notified whenever I drop my videos. Right now I'm gonna be taking you guys on the recap on how we were able to catch up a trade on gold, how we were able to catch up a trade on Hero USD, and how we were able to catch up on trade on BTC, and each one was giving us $1,000. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can learn on the best way to analyze and the best way to trade without fear. So without wasting much of your time, we are going to be going into the chart to make our analyzing and show you guys how the market was able to catch.
A quick recap on how we were able to catch up a trade on this very market being Hero USD, right? We also have a trade on gold and also on BTC, but I'm gonna be showing you guys all that, right? So right now, let's make a quick recap on how we were able to catch up this trade. So these very markets you're seeing here, we are actually on a daily time frame, as you can see right here. And what are we seeing here? We're actually seeing on a bearish. We are actually moving bearish. And whenever you see markets showing you bearish move, just look out for sales. And if you see markets showing you a bullish move, just look out for buys, right? So right now we are actually bearish, and what do we have here? We have a break of structure right here, right? So how was I able to catch up this trade? After seeing my break of structure right here, I have a supply right here. So let me mark out that supply with my box. So right here, this is a supply right here, and we actually have liquidity imbalance, or you can call it fair value gap right there. But the market did not come back into that very range. But where did the market pull back to? Right now, you can see that the market was able to pull back on this very range, this very supply, this little supply right here. You can see I started rejecting from that very zone, giving me a confirmation to sell, right? So right now we have a very first rejected and second reject on that very zone, and right now we are actually on a bearish move. So how I was able to catch up this trend, knowing that the market is actually bearish, I just went down to a 1 hour time frame to look out for my confirmation and enter the trade, right? So you can see on the higher time frame, this is that rejection we are seeing. On the lower time frame, he actually created a double top, and whenever you see a double top, it's actually a sell, right? So it's a nice entry for people trading double top or double bottom, right? So whenever you see double top, double bottom, it means for you to buy or sell the either side, anywhere is showing you to go, right? So right now you can see, but I want to show you guys how we were able to catch up this particular move, because this is Friday, and how the market was able to play out very well for us, right? So right now you can see what the market did right here. If you should take out these tools from here and see, this is your lower low, lower high, then a lower low, a lower high. What do we see here? Market started consolidating right here, right? We have a lower low, lower high. Then this one was a lower low, but was not able to break this very range. It did not confirm the trend right here, right? So we have a lower low inside lower low. I don't know what to call that, but it's not that strong, right? So we have a push up creating a lower high right there, or you can say liquidity, because this is a consolidation range and they can't trade consolidation range, right? So what do we have here? Market now came down to this very zone, broke structure on the last lower low right here, confirming the trend that we are already ready to go for bearish, right? So since I confirmed the trend that the market is actually showing us sells, right? So what I will have to do for is to look for my entering strategy. And right now I'm gonna be zooming off to show you guys how I was able to catch up with this trade. And remember, if you're trading with 4 hour time frame, you can actually look for your entry on 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes time frame, depending on how you trade, right? So because I'm using a daily time frame, my entry should be coming out from 1 hour, 30 minutes. Those two time frame is the best place I take my analyzing, because my last comment I actually catch up with a comment that asked me my time frame and my stop loss or whatever on that. So I'm gonna be breaking down those stuff right here and how it works right here, right? So you can see how we're able to catch up this very trend right here. And you can see this is my supply. It doesn't mean the color, it doesn't mean if it's bearish color or bullish color right here. So you can see here is my supply, right? And we have an imbalance on this very zone. Then right there, sorry, network is actually disturbing, and you can see we have an imbalance right there and a liquidity line on this very zone. And this very candle closed below this line with a body candle showing that yes, we are actually ready to sell, right? So right now you can see market rejected and started pushing up to this very supply. First confirmation I had on this very supply is that the market tapped into that very zone and rejected the very supply box, right? Then after rejecting, the second one came and rejected that very box. Then the third one was where I took my entry. I actually took my entry from this very candle right here. Then waiting for it to do its thing, right? Then put my stop loss above the very box as you are seeing very here. This is where I put my stop loss, and I'm risking a 12 risk to reward. This is 12 to reward 80% of this win, right? So this is a 80 pips you can see right here, and we are actually risking just 12 points here to get over 80 points on this very trade, right? So, and this very trade gave me about $1,000, as you can see right here. So right now we can actually see what the market did on this very zone. This is NFP news, and we have a first reject, second reject, and a third reject. Then before the NFP came and pushed us down to this very 80 pips. I don't take much. I'm not being greedy on the market. Just analyze perfectly, target the next down. That is what I do. I don't take pips too much. Just analyze properly, enter the trade, target the next down, and that is how we work. And this is how we were able to catch up with this Hero USD. So right now, let's go over to a gold chart, and I'm going to be showing you guys how gold was able to catch out with. So right now, I'm going to be going down to gold. I'll show you guys how I was able to catch this big trend. You can see right here how we're able to catch up this trend and what the market looks like on this very trend, right? So let me show you guys how this market was able to catch. But before then, market is actually on a bullish move, right? So this particular news that came out actually means that we are going to be pushing up, right? But first, we actually sold before pushing. So some people were kind of like telling people go and buy gold, but did not tell them the best way to buy that particular gold, right? So that's what I'm going to be breaking down. In case if you come against news next time, you're gonna be watching out to know how to get your entry, right? So right now, let's go over to daily time frame. As a day trader, I use daily time frame to analyze my moves, right? So right now, this is what I have right here. You can see that the market was actually, what trend will you say that this market is actually pushing out for? You can see from this very down, we have been on bullish, right? So right now, I just want to watch out this trend and know what the market is actually saying. Before then, I don't have this, right? So right now, I saw a changing structure to the downside, and the market came back but was not able to retest on this very supply, but it was able to retest on the fair value gap or imbalance and rejected, but was not able to tap, creating a liquidity, leaving us a demand and a demand right here, right? So right now, we now came back after creating a liquidity and retested on that very supply, pushed down to this very low, taking out this liquidity and filling out this imbalance, but was not able to tap into this demand, right? So right now, we are now pushing up again. So since we are pushing up again on this very range, what you have to do is I took out these tools and mark the starting body of this very trend, right? This is a bearish, and the thing actually created a new supply right here. If that the market was able to reach that very supply, it will sell again. So right now we are actually trying to buy since the NFP is coming, right? So since NFP is coming, what you have to look out for is to buy, but how are you going to be looking out for buys on this particular pair? So right now, I took out these yellow tools right here to mark out the body candle of the last supply. This blue candle, this bullish candle was the last supply we had, right? So right now, I placed that very tools on the starting body, that is the opening candle, the opening day of the candle. That is where I placed that yellow color tools, right? So right now we have that, and we already know that market is not yet. Before then, this market have not played, this very candle have not played out, right? So what made me know that this market is going to be buy right now? So people trading CRT, that's candle range theory, right? People trading candle range theory will actually be looking at to sell, right? Because we have this very candle here that closed inside this very candle, right? We have this first candle that closed inside this very candle that shows that market is going to be selling, right? So right now, since the market closed inside this range, everybody on candle range theory will be looking at to sell, but the market did not respect that sell. Why? Because this very candle came and closed above this candle right here, and we have this candle actually inside there, but the market was not able to close well inside this range, giving me a confirmation that we are going to be buying, right? So right now, since the market gave me that confirmation, the only thing I have to do is that I already know that the momentum is very strong, pushing up to the upside, right? And if you should take this out, this will be a break of structure on a 4 hour time frame. So I was able to notice that this is a demand, and you can see how this very candle rejected this very zone to the upside, and right here creating a first 1 2 3 momentum candle. So the next one is gonna be a fourth momentum candle. So what I have to do is just jump down to 1 hour to know if I'm going to see my confirmation on that very 1 hour. So right now we're on a 1 hour time frame, and what can you see right here? So the first thing I did before now is that I actually have on a 4 hour time frame, I have a range. This very box here was found on a 4 hour. Let me show you guys that so it won't look so confusing. So right now on the 4 hours, what do we see right here? We can see that we have a break of structure right there, and we actually have a supply right here, demand right here, sorry, but the market did not retest on that very demand, but actually retested on a fair value gap. We have a fair value gap here. That is the fair value gap I used this box for. This is the fair value gap, and this bearish candle was able to tap into that fair value gap, and that was where we confirmed bullish, right? So since the market tapped into that very fair value gap, closed below this very candle right here, it closed below this very candle. So what we have to look out for is to buy. 4 hours already confirmed that, so I went down to 1 hour time frame to confirm the move and know where to catch my entry from, right? So right now, what we have here, you can see we have a push down, a push up, push down. On a push up, we started pushing up on this very zone, but didn't give us a clear confirmation, because this was the supply we are looking at for, and this is my demand, but this demand is too large for me to make my entering. So I need something that will give me good money from my trade, right? So right there, what I did is that I actually marked out this very candle on the 1 hour time frame, and actually put this. That's why I use this blue line on it. So this is what I'll call liquidity, and I'm going to be going down to the lowest time frame to know if I'm going to see a sharp entry format on that very time frames, right? So right now I have this confirmation. What I did was that I jumped down to the lower time frame, but I already know that I have a supply demand right here, but it was too large. If you see this, you know that this demand is very large, man. It's very too much. How can I be risking much just to get money? You understand? So you have to be doing a proper risk management, right? So I went down to 30 minutes to know if I'm going to be seeing the confirmation right there. So this is a clear confirmation, but it was still large for me. I was not actually comfortable taking trade from here, because how can I be placing how can I be using this kind of large quantity just to make an entry? It's too large, man. So it's gonna be taking so much pips from me, right? So right now, what I did was that I still went down to 15 minutes. That was how that was how I was going down to the lowest time frame until I came down to 5 minutes. It was actually on the 5 minutes that was where I found my confirmation, and this was where I said, okay, yeah, this is where I'm going to be using as my entry, right? So right here I have this 50% box. line on just a little shift from the 5 minutes demand zone, and you can see right here, and we have a clear imbalance. So reason I placed my box like this is that this very this very candle is actually right here, and we actually have an imbalance right here, and we have a liquidity right here. So everything I'm looking for is actually on the 5 minutes, right? So since I have it on the 5 minutes, all this candle doesn't mean this fair value gaps here. If you're actually trading fair value gaps, you have to make sure you look out for the nice one, for the nice entry, right? So right now you can see how this market was able to play out very well, just respecting that very zone after sweeping this liquidity right here. This is the liquidity we have. You can see it right there. Then after sweeping this liquidity, market just tapped in and buy. This is what they mean by go and buy BT, go and buy gold, go and buy BTC, go and sell this one, go and do that. This is what they mean. But people that actually bought from here, there are so many people that bought gold from here that was actually expecting market to come and start pushing to the upside. They actually lost their money. But if that you sell from here, you make a good money from this very zone before selling. Why did I say you make a good money right here? But I don't like taking that kind of risk. This is a shifting structure to the downside, and we have a supply and also a imbalance of fair value gap here. So you can actually notice that market shift structure to the downside and consolidated here. So the next move should be bearish. So I don't know why some people actually took a buy from this very zone. So right there you can see, but I actually took out for a buy. So I waited for the market to